I wanted to say, whenever you eat more but then you don't exercise, that's how you really gain weight, because you're gaining so much energy but you're not really burning it off. I want to get into this video and just talk about how to get a better jawline. And the reason why I say this is because I wasn't always a person to have one. I can admit that now because I have a jawline now, and throughout the video I'll be putting in photos of myself, photos from like years ago, but then photos from like recent. And I feel like whenever you're trying to get a jawline, the first thing that you need to realize, you need to actually track it. And especially if you eat more and exercise more, you need to track it. I wanted to say, whenever you're on a bulk, you start to eat so much and then you don't even track the calories as well, or track the extra weight. And whenever you're not able to track something, it can't be managed. So when you can't track the foods and drinks you're having, it can't be managed. So that's why meal prep is so important. The reason why I said all of that is because option one, you could either try to exercise less and eat less, or you could exercise more and eat more. So that's option two. And the reason why option two is better is because whenever you're busy, you get to exercise more and you get to eat more throughout the day. And also as well, whenever it comes to eating less and exercising less, this is when you have less going on in your day. So you need to realize, whenever you exercise less or eat less, there's nothing crazy going on in your day. And I wanted to add, whenever you eat more and you exercise more, this is when you have so much that you're doing in your day that, for example, you have no free time. So that's why you need to schedule what you're actually doing throughout your day. The reason why I say you need to eat more and exercise more to get a better jawline, and I'm not going off topic if that's what you're thinking, it's because you need to realize that whenever you eat more, you're going to have more energy, and then you need to burn off that energy, which is why you need to be busy. And that's why option two of eating more and exercising more is for whenever you're busy. I wanted to say, whenever you eat more but then you don't exercise, that's how you really gain weight, because you're gaining so much energy but you're not really burning it off. The first area of where you're going to notice it is on your face. So when you lose weight, you're going to lose weight on your face before it goes on your body. And that's why it's important, whenever you're trying to lose weight, it's about eating less and exercising less. The reason why I didn't tell you to eat less and exercise more is because, for example, when you exercise more but you don't have enough energy, you realize that you're more likely to burn out easily. And the reason why I said burn out is because I can't think of another word for it. And also as well, whenever you're eating less but then you're exercising more, you can't perform to your best because you don't have the energy. And I wanted to add as well that whenever you're trying to lose weight, let's say that you eat less but you exercise more, obviously you're going to lose weight really fast, but it won't really last in the long term. So that's why I don't really recommend that. It's because, for example, if you exercise less, as long as you're doing like 5-10 minutes of actual exercise where you're really consistent, but then you're also eating less, you realize because you're eating less, you have less energy, but also because you're doing less exercise, you're able to be consistent with the exercise that you do. And this is also like beginner level. So instead of like dreading of actually working out, you look forward to it. Because you're exercising for like 5-10 minutes, like for example, you go on a 5-10 minute walk, or you actually go on a 5-10 minute run, you realize that you look forward to it rather than dreading it. And whenever you start wearing outfits that make you want to exercise, you would want to exercise more. So whenever you exercise less and you eat less, because you're exercising less, like 5-10 minutes, you want to go above those limits as well. And whenever you go above those limits, you realize that whenever you do like 5-10 minutes, very soon you can build it up to 15 to 20 minutes, and then so on. So even like 30 minutes as well. And I wanted to add, whenever you're trying to get a better jawline, you have to realize it just comes down to diet and really the exercise that you're doing. I wanted to say, whenever it comes to getting a jawline, it's for aesthetics. Because for example, whenever you're like lean and you actually have a jawline, and I noticed this as well from my own experience, I realized that I'm starting to look good in my photos without even trying. That's what I imagine you want as well. So I want us to be on the same page when it comes to losing weight and to get a jawline. Because you need to realize, to get a jawline, you have to lose weight. And when I said earlier to exercise less and to eat less, you still need to exercise. You don't get away with no exercise. But you need to realize by exercising, you actually have to do it. And when you do it and you actually track it, you realize by tracking it and not just like doing this like randomly. So whenever you have a schedule and you actually track it, you track the activity you're doing, you're tracking the food you're eating. And then also as well, you're like more cautious of the places that you go to. You realize that it's going to become effortless. And I wanted to add as well, so when it comes to getting a better jawline, you have to realize your environment can influence you and your decisions. And you need to realize as well that when you're around certain people, they might be used to the old version of you, that you're always like eating random stuff, you're always drinking all the time. They just seem to give you so much food and so much drink. And it's like whenever you're trying to lose weight, that's when people want to give you food. But whenever you're trying to gain weight, you're the one that does it yourself. So when it comes to gaining weight, you're tracking the food that you're having, because you need to realize the diet that you have, you can do all the exercise that you want, but you won't see any results if you keep eating so much but you don't do any exercise. So to make it clear, whenever you're gaining weight, you're tracking the food that you're eating, but whenever you're trying to lose weight, you're tracking the exercise that you're doing. Because you need to realize the food that you're having, whenever you're trying to lose weight, you need to have less food if you want to lose weight. So that's why you need to track the exercise that you're going to do, because you won't really have the energy for it at first. And you have to be honest with yourself. Are you a beginner or are you an amateur? Because an amateur is when you can exercise, but you're not really on the pro level. And a beginner is when you're trying to just enjoy exercise. And that's the thing, whenever you're a beginner, you don't want to become intimidated by what other people have. And you don't want to compare yourself to other people. You just want to focus on yourself. So when you're an amateur and you're a pro, you just need to track the food that you're eating. But when you're a beginner, you just need to like track the exercises that you do. So that's why a fitness routine is so important. You can have someone else to like keep you accountable. You can have weekly check-ins through phone calls, and make sure you take pictures and videos of like your progress as well. So I wanted to say, even I do this as well. I take pictures, I take videos, and it's just so that you can capture your progress. You have to be able to tell people that you're not going to eat certain foods, you don't want to go to certain places, because you need to realize everyone has different goals and everyone is trying to do their own thing. So if you can learn how to cook at home, you're more likely to know what calories are in your food. You're more likely to stick to the same foods because you made it like the day before. But when it comes to people around you, they just want to offer you so much food and drink, and you can't really do that. Otherwise, you won't really lose weight or gain weight in the way that you want to. If you are new, you can like, you can comment, and you can subscribe. And you can comment down below if I missed any important information. And I can always make videos on what you want to see next. So until then, thank you for watching.